Homographs and homonyms በጣም አሻሚ የሆኑ የእንግሊዝኛ ቃላቶች Vocabulary lesson for advanced learners. English has got three groups of words that cause particular problems because they sound and or look exactly like other words. In the first part last week we have seen homophones, which are words that sound exactly the same but have different spellings and meanings. In this video we are going to see the other two confusing words, which are homographs and homonyms. Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Zenebe Hailu from English for Africa channel. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Directly let's go to the first session. We start with looking at the word group homographs. Let's define what homographs are. Homographs are words that look exactexactly the same but have different pronunciations and meanings. በአጻጻፍ ተመሳሳይ ቢመስሉም በአነባበብና ትርጉም የሚለያዩ ቃላቶች ናቸው እነዚህ ግሩፖች ማለት ነው። Let's take an example. So you can easily remember them because they have the same spelling but different meanings and pronunciation. Let's see some examples below. The first word as an example we can take is buffet and buffet. So as a verb its meaning is to hit, punch or slap. For example, the wind buffeted the old shack. When it becomes a noun the pronunciation changes. Buffet, which means it's a French word for self-serve food bar. For example, you can have several helpings at the buffet. The second word, contract and contract. As a noun the meaning is written agreement. We sign the final contract to buy our house. As a verb it means to get, acquire or incur. Martha contracted the flu from a child in her class. Third example, desert, desert. As a noun it means a hot, arid region. For example, some plants have adapted to live in the dry desert. As a verb, desert, it means to leave or abandon. For example, the soldier was accused of deserting his post. Now let's see some confusing homographs. እዚህ ቀጥለን የምናያቸው ሆሞግራፎች ማለት ነው ብዙ ሰዎች በተለይ ቋንቋቸው እንግሊዘኛ ሁለተኛ ቋንቋቸው ለሆኑ ሰዎች confusing ስለሆኑ በምሳሌ እያደረገን እናያለን. So we start with tear and tear. As a verb it means to rip. Tear the paper out of your notebook and turn it in. As a noun it means a drop of water from the eye. Tears run down her cheeks as she said goodbye. Wind and wind. As a verb it means to turn in a circle. Wind the clock so it shows the correct time. As a noun it means moving air in the atmosphere. Wind, the wind is so strong that it knocked down a tree. So wind and wind. Refuse and refuse. Refuse means to reject or decline. She broke his heart when she refused his proposal. Refuse, it means garbage or trash. For example, please take the refuse out to the curb for the garbage truck. Produce and produce. Produce, it means to create or make. The band has produced some great music over the years. As a noun, produce, it means fresh fruits or vegetables. For example, we can buy fresh produce at the farmer's market. Content and content. As adjective, content means happy or satisfied. For example, Hailu was content with his life. As a noun, content, it means all that is contained inside something. For example, this program includes inappropriate content. Minute and minute. As a noun, it means 60 seconds. It will only take 1 minute to get there. As an adjective, the pronunciation changes. Minute, it means very small. The soil samples include minute traces of radiation. The next word is proceeds and proceeds. As a verb, it means advances or continues on. The population proceeds to grow higher and higher. Proceeds, as a noun, it means money or profit gained. For example, we donated the proceeds from the fundraiser to charity. Frequent versus frequent. As adjective, it means occurring regularly. I make frequent visits to my hometown. As a verb, frequent means to visit a place often. For example, do you frequent the art museum? So these are some of the confusing homographs, but before we jump into the next session, let me say something. Sometimes homographs have more than 2 meanings. Some of these homographs have the same pronunciation as each other, but at least one in each group is pronounced differently. Let's see them one by one. We start with bus. እንግዲህ እዚህ ጋር እንደምታዩቸው የተለያየ ሚኒንግ አላቸው። ተመሳሳይ የሆነ ፕሮናንሲዬሽን ቢኖራቸውም ግን ከቢያንስ ከ3 ወይ ከ4 ውስጥ አንዱ ለየት ያለ ፕሮናንሲዬሽን ይኖራል ማለት ነው። እስኪ አንድ ባንድ እናያቸው። We caught a large bass this morning. Noun ነው እዚህ ጋር የተጠቀምነው a kind fish እንደማለት ነው። The bass player is very talented. እዚህ ጋርም ተመሳሳይ ፕሮናንሲዬሽን የተጠቀምነው it means a large string instrument or type of guitar. As an adjective, a deep voice or tone. For example, Jamal's low bass voice startled me. እዚህ ጋር ትንሽ ፕሮናንሲዬሽን ለየት ይላል። ከላይ ያየናቸው ባስ ሲሆን እዚህ ጋር ባይስ ብለን ነው ፕሮናንስ የምናደርገው ማለት ነው። bow. The same thing happens here. In the first and second we pronounce them bow, while the third one is different, bow. And the last one is bow. Let's see them one by one. I bow to the king. Tie your shoelace into a bow. The archer lined his arrow on the bow. Go stand at the bow if you are feeling sick. እንግዲህ እዚህ ጋር እንደምታዩት ሶስተኛው ላይ ቦው ብቻ ነው የምንለው። ሌሎች ሶስቱ ግን ቦው ብለን ነው በተመሳሳይ ፕሮናንስ የምናደርጋቸው። The meaning is given in the left column. You can see from there. The next one is lead. Here the same thing happens. ሁለተኛው ላይ ብቻ ነው ፕሮናንሲዬሽን የሚቀየረው። Let me say it. Who will lead the class while I'm gone? Lead can be very dangerous in drinking water. Attach the lead to the dog's collar. In the first and third example, the same pronunciation is there, lead, but the second is different, led. Object. Here there is one pronunciation change. Let's see them one by one. Please don't throw objects from the bridge. The object of the sentence comes after the verb. I object to your argument that my client is guilty. ስለዚህ አንደኛና ሁለተኛ ላይ ኦብጀክት ሲሆን ሶስተኛው ላይ ግን ጠበቅ ይላል ፕሮናንሲዬሽን ነው። ኦብጀክት ብለን ነው ፕሮናንስ የምናደርገው። ፕሮጀክት is ተመሳሳይ አይነት ባህሪ ያለው። The project needs to be finished by the end of the week. ሁለተኛ እና ሶስተኛ ተመሳሳይ ፕሮናንሲዬሽን ያላቸው። ፕሮጀክት የሚለው መጀመሪያ ላይ ሲሆን ሁለተኛ ላይ ፕሮናንስ የምናደርገው project ብለን ነው። The football projected over the player's heads and into the end zone. project the slides onto the wall so we can all see them. So as you can see, the second and the third pronunciation is the same, but the first one is different. Now we're going to come to the second session of this lesson. We're going to see homonyms. So what are homonyms? Homonyms are words that both look and sound exactly the same but have different meanings. ይህ ማለት እንግዲህ ተመሳሳይ አጻጻፍና አነባበብ ያላቸው ነገር ግን በትርጉም የሚለያዩ ቃላቶች ናቸው። ምሳሌ ወስደን እስኪ ከዛ ፊት በቀላሉ በቃላችሁ ለመያዝ እንዲያመቻችሁ homonyms ሲባል they have the same spelling and pronunciation but they have different meanings. Bear. As a noun, it means large furry animal. For example, we saw a bear in the woods. As a verb, it changes. It means to tolerate or to withstand something. For example, the cold was more than he could bear. Lie. As a noun, it means to tell a lie. As a verb, it means to lie down. Let's see an example. I can't lie to him. I'm going to lie down in the room. Can is the third example. It means as a noun, it means a metal container. The soup is in an aluminium can. As a verb, it means the ability to do something. I can drive a car. Now I'm going to give you some common homonyms with examples. Sink. The sink is in the kitchen. The plane sank into the river. The next word, bank. She sat on the river bank. He's going to the bank for a loan. Ring. They were fighting in the ring. He gifted me a ring. Left. There is a cat on your left side. He left his phone in the car. Ruler. He was the great ruler of his time. Please give me your ruler. Bat. Bat is a bird of black color. He is playing with a cricket bat. Rose. He rose his hand for an answer. Rose flower is very beautiful. Tie. He used to wear a black tie along with the white shirt. He had to tie her hands together. Park. National Park is very beautiful. Please park your car outside. Well done. You passed the exam. This well has no water. Match. There is no cricket match today. He has no match with me. Fly. Fly is an insect with 6 legs. Birds were flying in the sky. Watch. She's watching me from behind. He likes to wear a gold watch. Saw. Last night I saw a lovely girl. He was cutting wood with a saw. Light. I take a light exercise for a few minutes. Darkness is always followed by a light. Spring. This spring is very hot. I love the spring season. Well, at the end of my video, I'm going to compare and contrast homographs, homophones, and homonyms. So it's easy to confuse homographs with homophones and homonyms, since homo means same, each term describes a different word relationship. So homographs, homophones, and homonyms may seem similar, but they are totally different. But በጣም ልዩነት አላቸው። አንድ ባንድ ፋይናላይዝ አድርገን እናያለን ማለት ነው በቀላሉ እንድትይዟቸው። When you say homographs, it means words that have the same spelling but different meanings and sometimes different pronunciation. For example, wind and wind. Homophones, it means same sound, words that have the same pronunciation but different meanings and different spellings, such as eight and eight. Homonyms, they have the same name, that means words that have the same spelling and the same pronunciation but different meanings. For example, bat and bat. ይሄንን ቀደም በኤግዛምፕል አይተናል። ይሄን ይመስላል እንግዲህ this will take us to the end of our today's lesson. ጥያቄ ካላችሁ ኮሜንት ሴክሽን ላይ ልጽፉልኝ ትችላላችሁ። ቪዲዮ ላይክ እና ሼር ማድረጋችሁን አዲስ ከሆናችሁ ሰብስክራይብ ማድረጋችሁን እንዳትረሱ። Until I see you next week, for today I'm going to say bye bye, see you soon.